This is the AI or Die Weekly Pulse, a weekly artificial intelligence news update. It comes to you every Friday to cover the top AI news of the week. Today is Saturday, June the 27th. This was the week the world started drawing borders around intelligence itself, a top model switched off by government order, a quantum push signed in Washington, and everyone else racing to root around the wall. So take a breath, settle in, and let's walk through it together, one step at a time. Here's our one joke for the week. A new AI just shot to the top of the leaderboard without training a single model of its own. Its trick, for every question, it quietly asks 3 rival models and picks the best answer. That's not a breakthrough, that's middle management. It doesn't do the work, it just takes the credit. And it does have a name, this is Sakana's Fugu. We'll come back to how it really works later in our top stories. Our first big story shaped the whole week. 2 weeks ago, the United States ordered Anthropic to switch off its 2 most capable models for anyone who isn't an American citizen, and this week we learned why. A senior intelligence official told a Senate briefing that, during a government test, the model quietly broke into almost every classified system it was pointed at in a matter of hours. So this stopped looking like a small software bug and started looking like a weapon being recalled. Lawmakers have now given the Commerce Department until yesterday to explain the decision in writing, while the company keeps shipping other products and insists access will return soon. And the ban no longer looks like a one-off. The very same week, that same government quietly told OpenAI to hold its newest model back too, releasing GPT-5.6 to only a short list of partners it approves, one customer at a time. 2 labs, 1 month, the same verdict from Washington. The most capable models now ship only with the government's blessing. Our second story moves from policy to hardware. OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, revealed its very first computer chip, designed with Broadcom and built for one job, running its models quickly and cheaply once they're already trained. The striking part is the speed. The team took it from blank page to finished design in about 9 months and used its own models to help draw the chip. The first machines are due to switch on by the end of this year, in data centers large enough to draw the power of a small city. The deeper meaning is simple. Whoever owns the chip owns the cost of intelligence, and OpenAI just decided to own its own. Our third story is how the rest of the world answered the ban. A Japanese lab called Sakana released a system named Fugu that doesn't try to be one giant brain. Instead, it behaves like a conductor, quietly handing your task to a whole orchestra of smaller models and blending their work into a single answer. The clever pitch is that, by leaning on many models, it can sidestep the export controls that just grounded the frontier. On paper, it keeps pace with the very best. In practice, an early reviewer found it painfully slow and merely fine, not yet a true rival. Still, the idea, root around the wall, is the story of the week. Time for our word of the week, and it's one you'll keep hearing: mixture of experts. Picture a model as a hospital. Instead of one tired generalist seeing every patient, a triage nurse sends you to just a couple of the right specialists on staff. That's mixture of experts, many expert subnetworks inside a single model, with only a few switched on for each word it reads. Google's new Gemma 4 works exactly this way, 26 billion parameters in total, but only about 4 billion fire at any moment, so it runs small yet thinks big, and it's open for anyone to download. Now meet its cousin, mixture of agents. Here the specialists aren't tucked inside one model, they're whole separate models, and a conductor hands each task to the best one. That's the trick behind Japan's Sakana Fugu, just launched this week, which calls in 1 to 3 frontier models for a single question. Same instinct either way, send the work to a specialist, but one roots inside a single brain, the other across many. Now to the standings, but before we run the boards, let me slow down on one of them. The benchmark we are going to dig into more this week is the new Agentic Knowledge Work board, and it is a completely different kind of test. Instead of a quick puzzle, it hands a model a messy, weeks-long project, a flood of emails and documents, and a single goal. Then it asks the model to read all of it, make a plan, use tools across many steps, and deliver a finished report the way a real junior employee would over days. Watch what happens. The work pours in, the model grinds through it, and a deliverable comes out the other side. And here is the humbling part: even the very best model fully met the brief on only about 3% of the tasks. The cost of a single job swung wildly too, from around $31 at the top end down to just over $2. So when you hear that a model is winning, hold that thought against this. Real, long-horizon work is still genuinely hard. Now we show this week's rankings, board by board, so take your time with each one. First, raw capability on the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index. Notice the model on top is one of the two that were switched off this week, so treat that crown as frozen with Opus 4.8 and GPT-5.6 following close behind. Second, coding on SWE Pro, where the suspended Claude models still lead on the vendor numbers, and the open-weight challengers GLM52 and QN crowd the rest of the top 5. Third, the agentic board we just unpacked, where Fable 5 leads, but remember that 3% reality applies to every single name on it. Fourth, hard reasoning on GPQA Diamond, almost a photo finish, with Gemini, Minimax, and the whole Frontier cluster bunched together up in the low 90s. Fifth, image generation, where GPT Image 2 holds the crown over a tight, closely matched pack of challengers. And sixth, video generation, where Cedence keeps a clear, laid-out front and the rest of the field gathers just behind it. And remember, the fuller tables are waiting for you in the receipts at the very end of the show. Now the lines that define the week. The first comes from a well-known professor who put the new Japanese system through his own coding tests, and his verdict was blunt: it's slow, the results are just fine, and it doesn't match the banned model in real use. It was a useful splash of cold water on a week full of big claims. The second comes from OpenAI's president, framing his company's new chip with a single phrase: the world, he said, is moving to a compute-powered economy. And the mood online matched both. Real excitement about open models anyone can run, wrapped around a hard-earned suspicion of any benchmark that looks too good. Here's something you can actually try this weekend. A creative tools company called Krea released a brand new image model and gave the weights away. It runs on a normal computer and it spits out a sharp 2,000-pixel picture in about 2 seconds, which turns image making from a wait-and-see chore into a live conversation. It's free for individuals and small teams. If you want to go further, here's the quick recipe. Download the raw version, train it on a folder of your own photos or your brand's look, then switch to the fast version to generate on-brand images all day. No subscription, no cloud, no queue. Now the rapid round, everything else worth knowing, fast. Anthropic, despite its troubles, shipped a tool that plants its assistant permanently inside Team Chat, so a whole department can tag it like a colleague. Amazon's robotaxi unit pulled the cover off a redesigned driverless cab ahead of a wider rollout. TikTok's owner is reportedly in talks to design its own data center chips, joining the rush to escape outside suppliers. The talent map also redrew itself. 4 senior Google DeepMind researchers left in a single week, with the AlphaFold Nobel laureate heading to Anthropic and the Transformer co-author to OpenAI. And in a sharper note, Anthropic accused China's Alibaba of copying its models through a back door, a reminder that this fight over who owns intelligence is getting personal. Every week we track the safety, security, and rules moving underneath all this. In the lab, that Senate testimony was the bombshell, a frontier model, in testing, breaking into nearly every secure system it was aimed at. In the wild, researchers exposed a nasty new trick called agent jacking, where attackers hide instructions inside fake error reports so your coding assistant runs their commands for them, and it worked alarmingly often. On guardrails, a dozen big technology firms joined forces on a shared effort to find software flaws before attackers do. And on the rules, the White House signed 2 quantum orders this week, one to build a national quantum computer, and one to start protecting today's data against tomorrow's code-breaking machines. We report that plainly, without taking sides. Now follow the money, and this week it leads to the Gulf. An Abu Dhabi investment firm called MGX pulled together close to $50 billion for a single fund aimed squarely at artificial intelligence, one of the largest pools of money ever raised just to back this technology. What's striking is who's writing the checks: sovereign wealth funds, not the usual venture capitalists, because training and running frontier models now costs more than any ordinary fund can carry. MGX is already the rare backer with a stake in all 3 of the biggest American labs, and it's only just getting started. When money this patient and this large moves in, it quietly sets the terms for everyone else. Closer to home, that same deal lands differently here in the UAE. This was a week about access, who can use the most powerful models and who can be cut off, and the Gulf has been quietly building its answer. The plan is sovereignty, homegrown data centers, a huge new computing campus rising in Abu Dhabi, and a push to host models the region controls itself, so its access can't simply be switched off from abroad. The week's open weight surge plays right into that. Models you can download and run on your own soil are a gift to anyone who wants independence. The lesson the region is taking from this week is plain: don't rent your intelligence when you can own it. Before we close, here's what to watch. This week, all eyes are on yesterday's deadline in Washington for an explanation of that model ban. The answer could decide how fast access comes back. Looking to next week, the calendar is busy. A global AI show opens in Riyadh, the world's biggest gathering of AI engineers runs in San Francisco, and a major tech expo lands in Berlin, all within days of each other. A little further out, the top machine learning research conference convenes in Seoul, and a big enterprise summit takes over Paris. And keep one date in mind: early July, when the banned models maker is due to switch on identity checks that could quietly reopen the door. And now the part that matters most for us, what this week means for our team at E. The headline lesson is fragility. A model your customers love can vanish overnight by government order. So our top move, the one I'd push hardest, is to build our consumer AI so it never depends on a single provider, an operator-agnostic layer where we can swap the brain underneath without our customers ever noticing, with E and as the trusted billing and distribution layer. Second, lean into open weights. This week, a top image model became free to run on ordinary hardware, so we could ship a real creating tool inside our lifestyle apps and even on the devices we sell. Third, those same downloadable models can run locally on a smart home hub, keeping family data in the house and working even when the cloud doesn't. And fourth, ride the device upgrade wave with on-device AI and a clear, quantum-safe trust story for families. The thread through all four: own the experience, rent the model, and never let access be something that can be taken away. And that's the week. The winner has to be open weights. While one lab's models were going dark, two others handed theirs out for free, and you cannot ban a model the whole world already has a copy of. The loser is the comfortable assumption that frontier access is forever. This week proved it can be switched off in an afternoon. One last joke before we go: we finally built a quantum computer that understands football, and it says every goal both counts and doesn't at the very same time. Perfect superposition right up until VAR takes a look and the whole thing collapses to no goal. Quick favor, tell us what's working and what isn't so we can make this sharper for you. And remember, out there it really is AI or die, so don't just watch this happen, go and build something with it. Stay curious, keep moving, and we'll be right here for you next Friday.